Hey everyone, welcome to this reading. I'm recording this the day before the eclipse and the full moon. Not entirely sure what the eclipse and full moon, what the signs are. I've forgotten. I feel honestly like I've been launched into an abyss, a very tense void of some kind, but it feels very special because I can feel that things are changing. I can feel that a lot of us are collectively going to be put through experiences one after the other, very, very new. So we'll be extra responsible for our responses and reactions during this time. That's what I'm feeling. We're also going through a Mercury retrograde. The signs would have been useful for me to come with, to dissect more about what the vibes are, but what I'm giving you is really just what I'm feeling. And today was really tough to integrate, honestly. 2nd of March 2026, it feels like it's going to be a very important week. Like we've arrived at the time period that the whole of this community has been buzzing on about for a very, very long time. And I'm feeling why it is that the anticipation has been so intense. And now the phrase buckle up is coming. But it's happening. So I don't know if there's any time to buckle up. It's more like you're in the position, accept where you're at, and practice honesty, authenticity, truth. Now is the time. Now is the perfect time to be vulnerable and accountable, to practice all of those traits that you have always said you valued. There are a cluster of traits that we've all upheld in other people. Now is the time for us to be responsible for those traits, to be responsible for embodying those traits within ourselves. Yeah. All right, I feel done with that. So let's shuffle and see what the cards have to say. Let's get a 3 card spread. The first one isn't interesting enough to stop on. The opening energy was the Queen of Cups. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. And then we have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Oh, surprise. What is that other card? The 10 of Pentacles. For anyone who's part of Angel Gang, Destiny Queen Cup Tarot, she is honestly the one who firstly started my whole journey. I always shout her out. She's the inspiration for why I started doing this at all. But in her community, this card is very, very important, very good lucky, and it's been ingrained in my mind for years now that this is one of the best cards, if not the best card, to receive as a human being, because this is the ideal achievement of the human's ego, of, in my opinion, the enactment of human consciousness. This is the ideal achievement. This is ideally what it looks like at the end of your life. Materially, this is a card of fulfillment, life living fulfillment, material fulfillment, being satisfied in your actual life, with your actual life and the experiences and the things that you've done. These 2 cards together with the appearance of the 8 of Pentacles, actually, just these energies together are very Capricornian, Saturnian, very person of color, honestly. I know that most of my audiences are people of color, but this is giving the what can I say about that? The experience of being a person of color in a world that like basically hates you, teaches you things, you know. It brings out a long-term curriculum of an experience of life. We gain a wisdom that we gain a kind of wisdom that's very unique. And to me, this is that kind of gained wisdom. It's an earning of something that cannot be taken away from you because you earned it, because you worked very hard, you waited, you were patient. Yeah, okay. Okay. So now I'm getting the arrival or the budding of an energy inside someone or between two people, but it's actually likely giving an energy coming, budding inside a person who worked very hard for a sense of fulfillment, a sense of internal fulfillment. If you're watching this reading as somebody who has suffered from a depression in a way that has left you at a kind of deficit in the way that you are living, like this is becoming very specific, but the experience of being neurodivergent and being unable, neurodivergent, gifted, spiritually connected, however you want to see it, and essentially being unable to hold a job, or you're unable to like be understood by a larger crowd of people. Like people understand you, but they're very few and far between. Or you have generally been very you tend to have emotional reactions to things that makes you that's the message that you're trying to give. Like people often misunderstand you because of how emotional your reactions are. So Scorpio moons, water sign moons actually, Aries placements, Aries moons, this is a common experience, and Aquarians in my opinion, and with them it's because of how detached they tend to be that makes people confused about what they mean. So anyway, all of that to say that there's an equilibrium, there's an equaling out of that energy now. You worked very hard, so there's like a rising point of award and congratulations, and you can have it now, you know. You can have that sense of fulfillment that you've always wanted. You can have that loving relationship that you've been praying for. You can have that dream job. You can have it now. So if it's not something you're experiencing right now, then best believe it's something you are due to experience soon. Beneath we have the 10 of Wands and then Judgment. And then we have the 8 of Wands, soon. Very, very soon. I think I pulled on this. I think these two cards appeared in a reading I did very, very recently. Yeah. I'm feeling into lots of openings. So like try not to expect, again, with the presence of this, I love to always point this out every time I see this card, that you've worked so hard. You are a very natural hard worker. You are already working so hard. Do not do any more hard work. You are already working so hard. You are at risk of burning out. So be wary of that. Pay attention to your energy levels. With the presence of the Queen of Cups, I also feel called to suggest you pay attention to your emotions and how that connects to your energy levels. Be aware of all of that. But it just also feels like you're likely to go through an emotional, energetic upgrade. Yeah, it feels gifted by the universe, but earned by you. So I don't know if this links like it's like someone getting like two promotions, a double promotion in a short space of time, or someone getting multiple job offers in a short space of time, or yeah, this feels very material. So it feels like it's going to change the way you feel, but it's going to have a lot to do with the way you live, your 3D, the way you work, the money. Yeah, this is also someone getting like accolades or respect, messages of respect and admiration for work that they've been doing for a long time. So work that they've been persevering on for a long time that has been quiet. Maybe I'm receiving a very specific scenario of someone who's created an account or started a business or something. You've created a social media account or you started a business, and the pickup has been, I mean, it's been there, but it hasn't been like fast, or like, it's been enough to make you almost want to give up. But because you are so intentional, shout out, very focused on why it is that you are doing the work, why it is that you created that social media account, or why it is that you started the business, because you're so focused on that and so self-motivated, shout out, it's the scientific fact of what happens when you put energy into something. Eventually, the the bag will snap. Eventually, everything has to fall. Eventually, you have to gain the abundance and the accolades and all of it. You know what I mean? You've put in the work, so you have to get your output. So this is a very scientific equation of as within, so without. You might be tired though, so consider resting in little intervals. And try not to be, like I've said, that feels like a very important message. Try not to be hard on yourself. Don't push yourself anymore. You don't need to do that. You literally don't need to do that. Because it's happening, you know? It's happening. It's basically already happening. There's nothing to do to stop this success that you've worked so hard for. You've earned it. You've earned it. So where else is it gonna go? It's like something that's like this hand, this gift, this cup is coming directly towards you. You know, you can't move out of the way because it's like it's magnetized towards you. It's for you. It is for you. With the presence of judgment, it is a matter of time. So regardless of me even saying this, there's no telling how life plays out in general for anyone. But know that it's already set in the stars and your angels know about it and your soul knows about it. And on some level, you know about it somewhere in there. So you can just stay hopeful on that. And very, very important, pay attention to your emotions. Pay attention to the way your emotions spike, because I'm receiving that there's a possibility that it might do that. Like you might get random waves of feeling stuff. Pay attention to what those feelings bring about in what you think and in what you realize about your life. Oh, and yeah, about what you want. Okay, so that feels like it's going to something about what you want in life and what fulfills you and what calls to you feels like it's going to be front and center, and it's going to make you feel good. You're going to feel good about it. But you're also going to feel, with the feeling good, a little sense of when you felt hopeless about it. Yeah, you know when something good happens and it triggers you into thinking about when you didn't think it would happen, you know? I don't know, this is a very complicated, it's a complicated feeling, and I think it's something that only happens to overthinkers and like overfeelers, people who do too much. We do too much in trying to understand and dissect things, you know. But this feels like where it's at though. This feels like where it's at. There's also, I think it's worth noting that there are also no swords here. So put your mind at rest, or expect more likely though, expect a season where a lot of following your intuition, chats about impulsive decisions, I don't know, things like that are going to be at the forefront. Logic doesn't feel like it's going to be prevalent here. So Aquariuses, yeah, I felt called to specifically point out Aquarius placements and maybe Virgo placements. People who aren't very used to feeling, you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work. If you're watching this and it's resonated so far, thank you. And you're going to have to do a bit of extra work in like being open to feeling things through. That feels important. But this feels largely like I'm reading for Capricorn placements, Sag placements. But also, it doesn't actually fucking matter. It doesn't matter. This whole reading doesn't even matter because this is a very, yeah, March 2026. I can't believe it has arrived. The month of months. In the year of years, during a time of a time. I feel called to shuffle from the intuitive tarot. You know, do that thing. I like closing off actually with the intuitive tarot. I love the balance of them. It's nice, the energy that they bring. Interesting. So we have the Two of Swords. Just as I said that there's no swords, there it appears. And then we have the Star beneath the deck. Aquarians. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I will... You know, I feel called actually to touch on the Star card, but with the energy of how, with the foundation of this, of the Two of Swords, which is to say that this, read the interpretation, and whatever you gain from this, understand it has to be chosen through the processings and through everything. So I guess like the direct solve through everything that's happening here, because it does feel like there might be a lot of like quick movement, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of like bursts, like wow, that might be crazy to handle. But through it all, what can I say? Pull the interpretation of this card, pull it into your mind and hold it there. You know, keep it there. Focus. There's the Queen of Cups, her face. The focus on her face is so important to me, in my opinion. So yeah, let's get into the Star. Very much easier said than done, by the way. The focus bit, especially at the time I'm reading this energetically, it's so difficult to stay grounded in the senses of all the change and energy that's present in what's happening right now, but also timeless intention. So this could just mean that could be relevant for your current experience, whenever it is that you're watching this. If it resonates, if it doesn't, you should have stopped watching by now. We have a sustained connection with the higher self, hope, insight, inspiration, new life, new possibilities, the fluidity of an open mind, light from within enabling problems to be resolved with ease, creative solutions, manifestations of dreams into physical reality, miracles. That statement, light from within, enabling problems to be resolved with ease, feels important. Feel called to mention the simplicity of the accessing of accessing that light. It is not complicated to find that calm frequency within that can remind you that through whatever, everything is okay. The ego and the mind wants to complicate it. Be aware of that. The ego naturally wants to complicate it, but it's a very simple process, and I think, in my opinion, easiest way to access that and to access the ease and to access the simplicity of the ease. The simplest way to do that is to breathe. Just keep breathing and really try to turn your mind off, put it away, or let your mind run. Let it go. Have those different thoughts. Go through the but don't hold on too much on. Don't hold on too tightly to those thoughts. As much as you can, let it go. And every time you find yourself running, the second you realize it, pull yourself back. Maybe attach some kind of, I don't know, a string or a pony or whatever, something that you can look at and help you remember to ground and to choose and to be present with that sensation, or to look for it. I don't know. It's a very personal experience also, this thing of like connecting to the higher self. I know we all have our suggestions, and there are like pretty guaranteed ways, in my opinion, but there are many. That's the thing. So you have to really be active in finding a way that works for you. It feels like you have to be active in the control of your mind. Yeah. It's starting to feel very unspoken. That which shall not be named. Very personal, you know. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next reading.